For the audience, we all are yours now. Please, time is yours.
A very, very warm welcome and a good morning to all of you present here today. From the Gulzar Group of Institutions, I really welcome all of you on behalf of, we have Sharadji here, we have Harjinder Sadra, Sendiron on behalf of everybody. We welcome you students here. But before we begin, I'd like to, inform you all that, you must be really very busy in your daily academic schedules and you have taken time out to come here and attend this session. And I really hope that it will add a value to each and every one of you students present here. So, hey guys, my name is Sarla and I'm your host and moderator for this session. For all those of you who have questions in your mind, and we'd love to have a feedback form which is given to you at the end of this webinar. So kindly fill the feedback form and send it back to us. We'd love to help you with all your queries. And a special appreciation for student ambassadors, Karan and Rashid. In case Karan and Rashid are here, please, if you can just raise your hand, I can just have a look at them. Karan and Rashid. Oh yeah, Rashid. And is Karan also here? I can't see Karan's hand. Is he there? But anyway, thank you so much. I really appreciate, and you've done a great, fantastic job on the registrations. Coming to the purpose of today's webinar, all you students. So this is not any promotional webinar. We are not selling anything, but we have a wonderful, team from New Zealand who are going to share with us their experience, their life experience with real honesty and sincerely want to share with you what future can hold for each one of you. So before we go ahead and talk more and hear from our three eminent guest speakers here, including Mr. Guy, Harjinder Sadraji from New Zealand, Sendiron, we have also Sharad Arora. But before we go, let's watch a tiny little video which is going to explain to all of you in detail what we are going to learn from this webinar. So if that is okay, can we go ahead with the video? Thank you. Sendiron says yes.
All good.
Yeah, thank you so much. Pankaj, over to you, Pankaj.
नमस्कार साथियों, सबसे पहले आप सभी का इस खास सेशन में दिल से स्वागत है। आप सब सोच रहे होंगे कि हम सब आज यहाँ एक साथ क्यों हैं। ये एक निमंत्रण है क्लासरूम की दीवारों से बाहर की दुनिया को देखने का, अवसरों को समझने का और कुछ ऐसा जानने का जो शायद आपके अगले बड़े फैसले को आकार दे सकता है। हम जानते हैं कि आप पहले से ही अपना भविष्य बना रहे हैं, लेकिन कई बार सही जानकारी सही समय पर उन दरवाजों को खोल देती है जिनके बारे में आपने सोचा भी नहीं था। चलिए हम आपको मिलवाते हैं उन लोगों से जो आज के सेशन में आपको न्यूजीलैंड के बारे में बताएंगे। न्यूजीलैंड में रहने वाले विक्टर जी पिछले 20 वर्षों से छात्रों की स्टडी अब्रॉड यात्रा में मार्गदर्शन कर रहे हैं। व्यवहारिक, ईमानदार और अनुभवी। उनका मानना है कि छात्रों को सिर्फ सपना नहीं, उस सपने तक पहुंचने का रास्ता भी दिखाना जरूरी है। एक उद्यमी और कहानीकार की तरह शरद जी पिछले 15 वर्षों से डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म्स के जरिए लोगों के लिए मूल्य निर्माण कर रहे हैं। हमने मिलकर यह इनिशिएटिव लिया है जिसका नाम है द वीजा टॉक शो, एक इंडो न्यूजीलैंड इनिशिएटिव जिसका एक ही मकसद है, छात्रों को असली, भरोसेमंद और काम की जानकारी देना। अब हम आपसे निवेदन करते हैं कि कृपया थोड़ी देर प्रतीक्षा करें। हमारे होस्ट्स बस कुछ ही पलों में जुड़ने वाले हैं। इस बीच आप अपने मन में आने वाले सवाल लिखें। शायद आप ये सोच रहे हो, न्यूजीलैंड में पढ़ाई के लिए कितना पैसा चाहिए होता है? इंग्लिश या अन्य टेस्ट की जरूरत कब होती है? क्या वहां पढ़ाई के बाद जॉब मिलती है? कोई पहले से तैयारी कैसे शुरू करे? जो भी आपके मन में है, लिख डालिए। हमारी कोशिश है कि इस सेशन में आपको आपके सवालों के जवाब मिले। ये सेशन कोई प्रचार नहीं है, ये एक नजरिया है, ये कहने की एक कोशिश है। आपको ज्यादा जानने का हक है, आपके विकल्पों के बारे में, दुनिया आपको कैसे देखती है और आगे क्या करना चाहिए इसके बारे में। तो बस रिलैक्स हो जाइए और इस सेशन का आनंद लीजिए। ये सेशन सिर्फ आपके लिए है। और एक छोटा सा अनुरोध है, जब तक हमारे होस्ट्स जुड़ रहे हैं, कृपया हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल द वीजा टॉक शो को सब्सक्राइब करें। लिंक अभी आपकी स्क्रीन पर है। आपका एक क्लिक हमें मोटिवेट करता है, तो चलिए मिलकर इस अनुभव को और भी बेहतर बनाते हैं। बस थोड़ी ही देर में हम शुरू कर रहे हैं।
Thank you so much. This side Sharad. A very good morning once again to all of you, and thank you Sarlaji for a great beginning. And I'll not take much of your valuable time. The only thing I want to say is through this platform, we will try and give you the right information, the right time from the right people. We have Mr. Victor who's having 20 years plus experience. So I'll request him to introduce the speakers and kick off the session. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. Kia ora from New Zealand, and thank you very much for taking our time. First of all, warm welcome to our guests, Sandiron and Harjinder from New Zealand, as well as thank you very much for arranging everything, Sarlaji and Charaji. It's really, really good platform where we can share our experiences, and if we can make a difference in the students' lives by sharing our experiences, that would be the amazing feeling. And this is what the aim of today's webinar is. Mr. Sadra and Mr. Sandiron, they will be sharing their offerings from two of the most prominent institutions of New Zealand. And I'll be here guiding students regarding their visa queries, or if they have any queries about visa formalities, or if they want to know about the future pathways towards residency or towards the work permit and those sort of stuff. So, guys, welcome, warm welcome to our speakers, and thank you very much, audience, for taking your time. So let's kick it off, and I would request Mr. Harjinder Sadra, being our senior member here today, to please start with exciting news about Whitecliff, exciting offerings, and how and what sort of career pathways are available to students in New Zealand. Harjinder ji, we can't hear you.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Victor ji, thank you. And fellow panel members, thank you very much once for squeezing your time, and whosoever has arranged this awesome session, thank you. And we try to squeeze in, and I know the time is quite limited. We try to squeeze in all the information that we possibly could in 15-20 minutes. Now, are you able to see my screen? Yes? Okay.
Yes,
For
yes.
some reason, I cannot enlarge my screen. My name is Harjinder Sadra, and I am the marketing manager for Whitecliff College. We one of the oldest and largest private education provider. Just few words, about my journey. I came to New Zealand as an international student back in 2004, and after doing post graduation from India. So our story, and same Sandiron, we have gone through this entire phase ourselves, from student to work visa to post study and to residency. So we can very well, share our experiences apart from, the offerings that our colleges are doing. And feel free to write down your questions, and during Q&A session we'll try to address all the questions. So Whitecliff is a private education provider. Just to give you a brief background, in New Zealand there are three kind of institutions: universities, politics, and private education providers. They all are under one umbrella called NZQA. So NZQA is the New Zealand government governing body, and NZQA governs every single institute, whether it's a polytechnic or a private institution. So we are an NZQA approved institution, one of the largest and oldest education provider. We are based out of Auckland. If you can see my screen, I'm not pretty sure because I think it's playing up a little bit. So on my screen, you can see Whitecliff City, Auckland City campus. So we have three campuses. Campuses are in all three biggest cities of New Zealand: Auckland, Wellington, and Christchurch. So within Whitecliff College, we have various schools. We have School of IT, which is probably our largest school for international students. We have School of Fine Arts, School of Fashion and Sustainability, School of Design and Innovation, and we have School of Creative Arts Therapy. So there are various schools. Now, of course, we have a different setup here today, and students are more curious about going overseas and opportunities there rather than institutes presenting particular information. But we will be giving you all the information, not only about Whitecliff or our offerings, but also as we go along, information about settling down about work and other things. So Whitecliff, again, we are a category one. Category one denotes to the highest ranking. So in New Zealand, government gives a ranking to educational institutions. So category one is the highest ranking. We are predominantly a government funded institution. That means more than 90% of our students are local Kiwis. And look, for students now, overseas education at times can be a little bit expensive because again there is a lot of money involved, especially when that money is times 50 or 52. So most of students, like any other country, they look for ROI, return on investment. What is the return on investment? What are the future opportunities? So our courses, whatever we offer, has huge hands-on practical component in various forms. We have industry certifications embedded within our qualification. We have projects and and many other things. Most of the programs contains more than 60% of practical learning and 40% of theory, but it depends which course you're doing. We do have a lot of industry certifications, and I'll probably touch down on those certifications in my next slides. As I previously mentioned, campuses are in Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch. These are the biggest cities and also provide excellent job opportunities, settlement opportunities, as well as, great housing, grocery stores, and transportation. Now, Whitecliff has a global footprint. We are not only in New Zealand, but we do have campuses or institutions in Australia. We have a university in Germany and also in Dubai. So we have global footprint. Pardon me if I talk a little bit faster because we have to go through this information quite fast. I would rather spend more time answering your questions, right? Again, there are heaps of services that we provide to students, job placement in an internship. Sales team is there. Admission process is quite efficient. We do have an agent management system that has come into effect. So there are certain points because, as I said, this slide is fit for different purpose. But again, there are scholarships that we offer to students. And if you're keen, just let me know about scholarships. So main qualifications, masters in IT. So IT, our IT school, as I previously said, is one of the biggest schools where most of international students are studying. Our programs, we offer very selective specializations, but we make sure the specializations we offer leads to jobs or great career opportunities. Like in India, it's very common for universities or institutions to run many specializations, but in New Zealand, colleges offer very limited number of specializations. So our specialization is data science and cybersecurity. These are the two certifications that are areas that are huge in demand, not only in New Zealand, but also in India and across the world with very, very high salaries. Again, we offer these specializations in Auckland and Christchurch. Within the qualification, we have an applied project, and the project is recognized by the industry. I was previously talking about how our aim is to make our student job ready. So we have embedded industry certifications. EC Council is world's largest cybersecurity body, and we offer 4 free certifications within our master's qualification that makes our students job ready. We have 3 intakes per year: February, March, July, and November. Now, Mr. Pushpak is the very knowledgeable about study visas and other things. So probably later on he will touch on these things. After masters, you get 3-year post-study visa in New Zealand, which is quite good, and this gives you an opportunity to find work and explore settlement opportunities. This program is delivered as a blended delivery program, so it's face-to-face learning. Also some remote learning is there, some projects work is there. So it's a blended delivery program. 1 year fee is $36,000, and there are some scholarships going on at the moment for 2025. But at times we do have scholarships, depends when, but it changes. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Again, entry requirements. Again, we we are looking for application form filled, a brief discussion with the program manager, copy of passport, and we require all academic documents. And for master's program, we are after bachelor's degree in IT or relevant work experience. Now, a lot of we'll quickly talk about this and then we'll talk about some general stuff. Now, I have derived this information from government website called careers.govt. And now this information, basically, if you can see it, tells what is the salary scale after doing cybersecurity or data science qualification. Now on top, you can see the salary range of security analyst. So these are the entry requirements: 120 to $200,000, and job opportunities good from for data science around 70 to $130,000, and job opportunities pretty good. Now, a lot of students, a lot of you might be thinking to go overseas, and one of the biggest perks of going overseas is not only excellent qualification but also settlement opportunities. Now, it's very important for students to opt for, number one, a program that leads to better jobs, and 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 also higher level programs, because New Zealand government wants students to study in higher level programs, not lower level programs, right? So please keep this in mind. Next qualification is bachelor's in IT, but I could figure out that most of you are master students, so I won't go in great detail. So we do have a bachelor's in IT qualification. Currently, two specializations, but there are some new specializations that are coming through within the qualification. We have 600 hours of project, and we do offer tuition of a lot of industry certifications: CCNA, CompTIA, Networking Plus, and a lot of other qualifications. Again, for this, we need a plus two, with 6 band IELTS, not less than 5.5, application form, etc. Now, I will skip the slide because Mr. Pushpak would probably discuss about immigration points and stuff like that a bit later on. Now, this is the qualification that I would discuss. This qualification is called Masters in Creative Enterprise. It's a business qualification, and this qualification is about business innovation, leadership, and risk management. It's a interdisciplinary qualification. That means people from various backgrounds. We do have engineers studying in this qualification. We do have people from pharmacy background studying in this qualification. So people from various background can come and study. At the moment, it's a 1.5 year program, but from July onwards, it will be a 1 year program with fees of $36,000. Fee, sorry, intakes February, July, and possibly October this year. Again, there is a scholarship in this program. This is a blended delivery program with 6 months of applied project embedded within the project. And there is a lot of mentoring and guidance from industry experts. We do get them to our campus to mentor our student and provide guidance around job placements and other areas. Now, I'm going to briefly talk about other programs. Now, we do get students from Germany and European countries in fashion, but again, we have New Zealand's best fashion school with a lot of awards and achievement. We offer bachelor's degree in fashion. Apart from fashion, we have fine arts, not the qualification that a lot of Indians opt for, but just FII. So we own one of the best fine arts schools in New Zealand, and we also have a school of creative arts therapy. So this is more about for students with psychology background. It's a master's qualification, and students who wants to go in the field of counseling, this is an ideal qualification for them. We have post graduation, and we have masters in arts therapy. We called it clinical because there is a clinical component embedded within the program. So this was about Whitecliff. Those of you who are thinking to go overseas, I think this is a good time, because a lot of other countries, I think they're shutting their doors for international students. You might have heard Australia is pretty strict at the moment. A lot of students are coming out from Canada because Canada is very populated at the moment. So they have issues such as accommodation, housing is a big issue in Canada. Now, New Zealand is a country that is very welcoming, but at the same time, they are very pedantic about quality, not only of education, but at the same time, quality of living. They control numbers that are coming in. So I think, and Victor ji, correct me if I'm wrong, around 8 to 10,000 students from India, which is pretty good. So they ensure that students who are coming, they have excellent experience. At the same time, they get jobs so that they can settle down, because Immigration New Zealand's policy is basically to settle down. And if a student or student's qualification that is not leading to residency in many ways, or not getting enough points towards residency, the visas at times get a little bit tougher. So New Zealand is very welcoming, but at the same time, they're also very pedantic about certain things. And Pushpak ji would probably later in his talk, will tell you more. And look, we are here, and end of this session, if you have any certain questions about anything about in general about New Zealand, or work visas, post-study visas, or qualifications, feel free to ask. And with this, I'll wrap up. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Harjinder ji. Thank you very much for sharing such a lot of information about the universities and what all programs they are offering for students and students of Gulzar institution. I hope आप लोगों को काफी कुछ समझ में आया होगा अभी तक, और आई होप आप लोगों के अंदर एक एक्साइटमेंट है कि एक फॉरेन कंट्री में जाके पढ़ने का मतलब क्या होता है, लाइफ कितना आसान हो सकता है. इट्स ऑफरिंग यू सो मेनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर बेटर लाइफस्टाइल, बेटर लिविंग, better conditions. So I really want that आप लोग ध्यान से सुने और क्वेश्चंस नोट करें, और एंड ऑफ द प्रोग्राम आप जरूर पूछ सकते हैं, बिकॉज ऑल दीज एक्सपर्ट्स आर देयर. सिर्फ आप लोगों के लिए टाइम निकाला है. ओके, so next I would request Victor ji to share some information about how it can become easier for these students to study in New Zealand.
Thank you, Sarlaji, and thank you very much, Mr. Sadra. You have been really brief and very crisp and very detailed, very good information you have given. At least students know what are the career opportunities are ahead of them, which they can choose from. And guys, from the visa point of view, if you talk about, like Mr. Sadra has just covered, that New Zealand is choosy. They don't want people to come to New Zealand or students to come here and then fail in their plans, basically. The whole infrastructure, the whole atmosphere here in New Zealand is to encourage students to come and achieve their career goals, as well as they want you to come with the right English, right amount of money, and right amount of education background, so that you succeed at the end of the day. We don't want to get people here in the country, those who fail because of any reason, because of lack of English or lack of money or because of low percentage or low marks. So as Mr. Sadra has covered, that New Zealand offers a lot of opportunities to students. So basically with the studies, you're allowed to work here in the country so that you can gain some meaningful, practical, hands-on work experience. As well as we have pathways available for the post-study work visas, which allows you to gain again some multicultural global experience. And it doesn't matter what you decide after completion of your studies. If you want to stay in the country, there are options which you can explore. But by all means, if you want to study, take all the knowledge, take all the experience, and go back and do the magic in your home country. Yes, the world is yours after you complete your qualification. And with that note, now I welcome Mr. Sendiron. And Sendiron is a really good friend of mine as well. So, Sendiron, I would like you to please throw some light, shed some light on the offerings of IPU and the city, the beautiful Pami, the student city, and tell us more to our students how they can join IPU programs from a different backgrounds. Because guys, I want to just cover last thing here. New Zealand is a little bit different. It's not like in India what happens, we do MBA in HR or MBA in operations management. But here in New Zealand, we have very popular generalized programs. If we talk about even IPU, a lot of people can come from, we can shift careers. You will see a lot of students coming from Bachelor of Arts background and doing IT if they have experience. So there are no restrictions. If somebody has studied BCom, but now they want to, they've done a degree in BCom, now they want to study hospitality, that's all good. It's all welcome. We can do that as well. So I've seen people from different backgrounds coming and doing healthcare or studying a program at any of these reputed institutions like Whitecliff or IPU and changing their streams and making their careers in a different field of passion. And with the introduction and with globalization and digitalization and formation of AI, we are already seeing the social media and the need for the degree is slowly fading away. So guys, I'm not saying stop studying. I'm saying study, get your degree, pass with the flying colors, but keep your mindset and keep your options open because there are lots and lots of opportunities which can be on your path, which you need to choose, select and choose and make your career a shining career. So I welcome Sandy Ron to please cover offerings of IPU. Thank you very much, Sandy.
Hey, thank you, Victor Mebai. I appreciate your introduction. So before I talk, let me share my slide presentation.
So today we have these two respectable guests here, guest speakers, and they're offering different parts of New Zealand. If you talk about Mr. Sadra ji represents an institution which is in the heart of the Auckland city, which is the most popular happening destination of Simon Street. And Sandy Ron brings an institution which is in how many acres of campus? I think around 200 acres?
Yes, around that numbers, 200 hectares, yes.
200 hectares, sorry. So Sandy Ron brings that institution which is spread in 200 hectares of land. So it's a massive campus with a lot of education facilities and green spaces. All right, Sandy Ron, over to you. Thank you.
Okay, can you all see my slide presentations?
Yes, yes.
Is it clear enough?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. So again, kia ora and namaste. Good afternoon from IP New Zealand. Greeting to you all. Thank you for the team who organized this wonderful event, and thank you also for all the participants who making yourself available to join this event. And I hope by the end of this event, you should be able to get the information for you before making your firm decisions to come and study in New Zealand. And thank you also for my colleague, my friend here from Whitecliff, who presenting the programs and the some of the services that can be meaningful to all of you. And of course, from my end as well. So let me introduce you about IP New Zealand. But before going to IP New Zealand, just about a little bit of myself. So I think I actually having the same story as my friend who representing Whitecliff. So I came to New Zealand as an international student. So I actually proudly to say that I am a product of IP New Zealand. So I came study at IPU back in 2014, and I completed my study here in 2019. And right after I finished, I get the opportunity to work for the campus, and now I'm looking after the international students. So yeah, again, before coming to New Zealand, of course, I have so many things that I need to get the information before make my final decision to come to New Zealand. And one of the things that I was trying to get there to get all the information is, again, get the right information from the right people. And I hope today that you will get the information from both of institutions. And of course, hey guys, so we are here to support you, and we want to share the same journey that we had been through with your journey here in New Zealand. So I hope that today's session, especially with IPU, of course, there will be two main programs that I would like to highlight. So I hope this program will be suitable for you, especially helping you after you complete your study. So let's carry on with my presentation. So just a little bit about the location of our campus. So in New Zealand, there are two main islands. So there are South Island and North Island. So our campus are located in the North Island, which is, as you can see here, just in the middle. So it's not really far from the capital city of New Zealand, which is called Wellington. And of course, Auckland actually up here. So it's around 6 hours driving from Auckland, from Palmerston North. So basically, looking at the location is really strategic. So we are not really far from Taupo, Napier, which is, these are two cities of tourist destination in New Zealand. So I hope, so in this session, before I go to our first program, which is bachelor degrees, Is it really relevant to our participants today? If not, I can just skip this bachelor degree
Yeah,
program.
I think you can skip this. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for letting me know. So I think the main focus here will be our master program. So guys, our master program here is called Master of Global Business. So with our Master of Global Business, we have three options here. So again, our master is level 9. Of course, we also have our level 8 programs, which is the postgraduate diploma in global business. In the past, we have Master of Contemporary International Business, which is only one master degree that we offer, but we changed the programs now into Master of Global Business with three options. So as you can see on the screen, so the first option here is, it's called Master of Global Business coursework. So the duration of this study is 1.5 years. So it is level 9. So the total credit that you will be having is 180 credits. And then the intake is from April, August, and January. So the total fees, you can see here 34,000, but net after the scholarship, we have 5,000 scholarship here, but after scholarship, the total fees of our MGB for coursework is 29,130. Okay, second option is Master of Global Business, research based. So the total credit here is 210. So these two programs is quite similar, but there's a difference in terms of the total number of the credits. And also, so the first one here, 180, it's coursework, whereas Master of Global Business Research Base, it's 210 credits. So the net after scholarship, as you can see, is 33,985. Just to give you the pictures of the program structure from our MGB. So for our first options and the second options, so in year 1, you will need to complete 4 papers. 2 of them will be the compulsory papers, which is resource management and research methods, okay? And after you complete year 1 with 4 papers, in the second year, in 6 months, for option 1, you will take 60 credit, which is research project. But with the second option, which is in the research base, you will take 90 credits for your thesis, okay? So last option, which is Master of Global Business, with the combination of coursework and research base. So the total number of credit is 240 with 2 years durations. You can see the total fees, which is around 38,985. Okay, so guys, just to let you guys to know that yes, you can do thesis in your 6 months duration or in your second year of 240 credit, but there's a conditions for you to take that thesis. So there are 2 conditions. So the first condition is you need to have the grade of B- of your research method. So the research method, and the overall grade of your year 1 has to be B, so that once you meet that criteria, you can do the thesis for both, either for 6 months or second year of your 240 credits. Of course, there are pros and cons, especially when it comes to giving you the work right during your studies, and of course after completing the program. But with the immigration matters, I'm sure we have the expert here, Victor Bai, who will be sharing with you in regarding the immigrations and work right or pathway to residence after completing a Master of Global Business level 9. So let's continue to see what is the entry, the program structure. I think I briefly explained earlier, so I don't need to touch on this, but some of the elective papers that we offer under our MGB is entrepreneurship and innovation. We have leadership, communication, and change management, international human resource management, and contemporary marketing, and so forth. So these are the elective papers, and of course there are some other elective papers as well. So next, what is the career opportunities after completing our MGB? So of course, professional outcomes. So after completing our master MGB, so our master it's quite unique because it is research based in your second year, especially if you go with 240, or in your 6 months if you go with 210. So basically, you most likely will be landed in a managerial positions. For example, like a manager, become like a team leader, supervisor, and then so forth. So basically, these are the job outcome that you are looking at after you complete our MGB. Do we recommend any prior knowledge? No. As long as you have done your bachelor degree programs and you are comfortable with essay writing and research skills, you are good to go. So one of the things here that I want to make sure that all of us need to understand is that we are not going to teach you hard skill rather than soft skill. As Victor mentioned, our master is really unique. It's research driven. So basically, students coming from different field of study. They are coming from construction. They are coming from IT, banking sector. This program is designed for everyone because, again, in year one, you will study how to conduct the thesis, or you will also study some other elective papers. But in the second year or in your 6 month times, that's where you will do the real thesis, doing the research. And that's where we require students to have essay writing skills and also research skill, which you don't need to worry because during your research project, our supervisor will be guiding you throughout the process. Again, we don't gonna teach you the hard skill. If you are coming from IT, there will be no IT lesson or lecturer here. We're gonna teach you most likely the soft skill, which is communications, how to have critical thinking and leadership. Mostly it's about soft skill, not hard skill. Okay. Next, as I mentioned earlier, our students are actually coming from different backgrounds. So it doesn't really matter if you are coming from aviation, wanna take our Master of Global Business, you are still eligible as long as you have the prior bachelor degree programs and also have the confidence of writing essay and have the good research skill. So again, these are the example of our students coming from different backgrounds, coming from human resource management, human resource, nursing, hospitality, sales, marketing, and so forth. And they are coming from all different countries, as you can see here. Next, what is the eligibility criteria for our master degree? So again, it's really simple. So prior undergraduate with minimum of 50% grade or average. And of course, we do require both for our English proficiency test. We accept IELTS or PTE. For IELTS, the overall score has to be 6.5 with no band lower than 6.0. Or with PTE, we accept 58 with no band lower than 50. So we offer a scholarship to our students. For example, so bachelor, I don't need to mention that. But with our master global business, it's depend which option that you are going for. So for example, if you are going for 240, we have 8,000 scholarship. If you go with 210, we have 5,000, and same goes with 180 credits. And Sandy, what about the eligibility or the criteria to get the scholarship? Okay, the answer is simple. So we have the scholarship application form that you need to fill out, and we need 2 reference or like recommendation letter. And this letter can come from either from your schools or from the company that you are working. And of course, we need to assess your prior bachelor degree qualification, your academic performance, and of course, if you meet our English proficiency. Once you tick all these boxes, then you should be eligible for the scholarship. But just to let you know, most of our students coming from India, they are meeting our scholarship criteria. So you don't need to worry as long as you meet all these boxes. Okay, these are the story of our students after they complete our master programs. So for example, Catrice from Philippines. Now she's working as an elementary teacher here in Palmerston North. We also have Rika now working as a civil engineering here in Palmy as well. So we have TP when she was in Philippines, she worked as a creative manager, but now after completing our master, she's now working as MP support advisor in New Zealand Parliament in Wellington. And we have so many students that successful after they complete the Master Global Business from IPU. So I'm sure you will be looking, well look after. We have career center here on campus. We also have academic learning support team who will be helping you throughout your study, especially when it comes to writing and research. So of course we also have student support team here as well who will be make sure that addressing all your concerns regarding your studies or your well-being and so forth. So yeah, again, as I mentioned to you, so this is all our students coming from different countries. And yeah, the enrollment is open now for our so this is wrong, so it's already passed, but yeah, the enrollment now open for our August intake and January 2026. So yeah, if you want to start submitting your application, yes, you can. Yeah, just get in touch with the right team to process your enrollment. So again, I'm speaking of my experience as a student at IPU, and of course, I will try my best, and also my team here, to provide the sufficient support for you to success in your study as well as in your career after you complete your study. So once again, that's what IPU can offer to you. And again, you are the driver of your success. So yes, before you make your decisions, you need to gather all the information to make the right decisions. So yeah, and then we have all the teams here to support you. So don't be worried, don't be concerned, because we are here for you. So once again, thank you for these opportunities. And yeah, I look forward to meeting some of you probably in person, and happy to answer your concerns. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy Ron. Thank you very much. And it's a very informative and very energetic. You're full of energy, Sandy. I must say that. So
Thank
it's
you.
a very energetic introduction about IPU. And another important fact about IPU, because I've been to IPU campus few times, and the humble welcoming gesture which we have felt over there, it was amazing. And IPU is, you see a lot of influence of Japan in IPU because of the foundation of that IP institution is from Japan. The background of the directors and board of management, they are from Japan. And it is a not-for-profit organization. So that is also a very important thing which I would like to just add. And Sandy, thank you very much. You have been really, really helpful. And just one fact which Sandy covered, I just want to emphasize on that. The master's program which is offered by IPU, that is a research-based master's. So basically in New Zealand, if you talk about the immigration policies, if someone is studying a research-based master's, then there is a possibility that they can be allowed to work full-time. So if they are not allowed to work in the first year full-time, if they don't want to continue working full-time and study full-time, they can study and they can emphasize and concentrate on the studies in the first year. But in the next year, it is an advisable decision that when they are writing their thesis, they should be doing their thesis as well as working full-time. As well as in both the programs, Mr. Sadra's institution, Whitecliffe, and IPU's Masters, if anybody wants to, if you're married, I don't know how many people are married here, but if somebody is married, they want to bring their spouse, only one spouse is allowed. So you can bring your spouse. And if you have your kids can come here and they can also avail the opportunity to study on a domestic student visa. So those are the nitty gritties. We can go in further details. And just one more fact which I would like to touch is the sponsors. If anybody wants to come to New Zealand and study, the sponsors have to be their immediate family members. So it could be parents, grandparents, or siblings. That's the ideal way of doing it. You can have your own money or you can borrow money from a bank, a nationalized bank, and the money has to be supported by a mortgage. It means a property should be given as a security for the loan. That's the ideal way of doing it. So if you can get a loan against property or you can get education loan secured by a property, that's the way to fund your studies. But a lot of people, they have their own money. If they have retirement funds from their parents, gratuity, or if they have FDs, or if they have savings bank account, all those things are acceptable. But the things which are not acceptable, they are the personal loans or loan against gold, or if you have money sitting in the post office, or money sitting in a not a nationalized bank. If you have a cooperative bank and the money sitting there, that's not acceptable. So that money has to be transferred into a nationalized bank, into the in the account of the applicant or the financial sponsor. So that's the way to go for these things. And if you want to know more about the visa formalities and everything, we can guide. Our whole team is there. We have admitted barristers and solicitors specializing in immigration matters to even handle your cases if it is a complex case. If someone's visa is already refused for a country, that also doesn't matter, because New Zealand has a very, very fresh approach of looking at the applications in their own merits. So if somebody applied for a visa application, got declined, it's nothing to worry about. Don't lose your hope. We have handled a lot of complex cases in our experience of 20 years. So our team is here to support you guys. So I think, Sharad sir, you now take the lead. And if anybody has any questions, you just let us know to our speakers. And I think Mr. Gurjeet has
Yes,
raised a
yes.
hand.
Yeah.
So yeah, please go ahead.
Gurjeet sir. Mr. Pankaj, that's all from the speakers. I think if we can open the session for questions and the guest will be more than happy to answer.
And we are happy to, I can speak Hindi, English, and Punjabi.
Hindi.
I cannot. I wish I could.
Sandiron has learned, he's learning well. He has reached up to the Mere Bhai level. So he calls me always Victor Mere Bhai.
Sir, what is the interview process for getting into any universities or like jobs in New Zealand?
I think Victor sir, this question is
Yeah.
for you. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I'll explain you. When we talk about the interview process, a lot of education institutions in New Zealand, they have a interview process in which what happens is once we make the application, by filling up application form, by providing all of your academics and your work experience documents, starting from your class 10th to till date, whatever you have been doing. So every year's accountability, basically first year, second year, third year, final degree, whatever you have studied, we provide everything to the college. And then if college wants to take an interview, they want to speak to you to find out why you want to come all the way to New Zealand to study this program, what research you have done, why you're choosing this course, college, and the country. So these are the basic questions. And if you want to know about the job opportunities, then there is a website which I can recommend you. It's like there are few websites, but like Naukri.com, you can go on www.seek, which is SEEK, so seek.co.nz. So you can go onto that website. You can see what sort of job opportunities are available, and the interview process of the jobs are pretty similar. What happens in India, you apply for a job online. Then, if you're shortlisted, you will be called for an interview. So this is how it works. So I think at the moment it's a little bit far.
Sir, may I?
Yes, sir.
Most of them are doing post graduation. So I would like to know, are there any certificate courses by which they can enroll themselves and can find themselves the foreign shore? And also, yeah, first this, I would like to address this.
Okay, I will answer this question as well. So if someone is already enrolled in a PG program, PG diploma, just to give you some example, if someone is enrolled in a PG diploma, then there is a process in New Zealand institutions which is called cross credit system. So if your courses are matching with the course which you are going for, say for example, you have been studying an MBA program and you have already studied financial accounting, or operations management, or supply chain management, any of these subjects, and when you opt for a program in New Zealand and they are matching, then you can get those papers credited. So you don't have to study those, you don't have to pay fees for that, and you can credit and you can complete your masters in New Zealand. So that's one way of doing it. But if you are enrolled in a master's program in India, then our recommendation would be to complete that program. If you don't want to drop in between, it's not a good idea. You complete your masters, and after that, I'll apply for job opportunities. And if you get a job opportunity straight away, then go for that option. But if job opportunity you don't get any by applying online, then you can go for a double masters program, because there are levels of education. You can go, like master sits at level 9. So if you apply for a level 5 or level 6 diploma or a certification program of less than 1 year of duration, very highly likely your visa will not be approved, because you will be treated as a non-bona fide student, and the meaning of non-bona fide is non-genuine student. So we have to be mindful of many things when we apply for a visa. We need to show a career progression. It means the money which you're investing in the education, there is a career progression happening, and you're going to get some knowledge and extra skill. And that's why you're investing all the money, and there is a return on investment. If we say that you have done level 9 and now you're applying for level 5, straight away your visa can be declined. Then they can say that you have no interest in studying, because you are going so down in your level of studies. You are just trying to enter the country by taking up a certificate or a diploma program. So I think this answers the question.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing more, sir, regarding assistance, sometimes they are having some financial problems after maybe second or third sem. So what about the permission for working hours?
All right, sir. To cover that, what happens is when a student arrives here on their student visa, they have a condition that they're allowed to work 20 hours per week. And during the scheduled breaks, like if they have Christmas break or any other scheduled breaks, on those holidays, they're allowed to work full time. So if like that's a good amount of work. So if someone is working for 20 hours a week, they're generally paid around 23 to 28 or $30 an hour. All right, so that's a decent amount of money they can earn. And yeah, it all just depends. Expenses also depends on the lifestyle, how the money is being spent. If somebody is looking to live in a shared accommodation and have a moderate life, a reasonable life, I think around $300 to $350 a week is a good, decent amount to cover everything.
And since majority of them are masters here in business administration, in brief, tell something about doctoral program, PhD course if they want to enroll after their masters. And is
Yes.
this masters being recognized there, Indian degree in New Zealand?
All right, sir. So first of all New Zealand qualifications as covered by Mr. Sadra, they are covered and awarded by NZQA, which is New Zealand Qualification Authority. And our qualifications are recognized in India. So that's your first question. Second question is, if someone is already studying a master's program and they want to do a PhD or a doctorate degree, Mr. Sadra or Mr. Sandy, their institutions, they don't offer PhD, but we do deal with other universities and we do offer PhD programs. But for that, we need to see a research proposal. So you need to provide a research proposal and you need to find a mentor. So we can help you with that process as well. But that's something which we need to do, like depend on the research, what you really want to do, so we can guide you further on that. The next thing is, if you are already studying a master's program, as I just covered, you can directly apply for jobs. If you don't get a job, then you can look into doing a second master's. So that could be an opportunity. If you're doing an MBA, you can do a master's of digital business or master's of IT if you are studying in IT field. Or if you can go to IPU and do a master's in contemporary international business or global business management, those sort of programs are there which can complement your master's. Again, at the end of the day, it comes down to what is your purpose of choosing to study abroad. A lot of people, they come to countries like New Zealand, Canada, Australia, USA, UK. They go there, study, they come back to India and they want to work or do business in India. If that's your goal, we can guide you accordingly. Why people come to New Zealand? Because they can study, then they are allowed to work, so they want to gain some multicultural work experience, which they want to bring to India and gain supervisory position or managerial position faster. So then we can guide you accordingly. So again, person to person, it depends what is your background and what's your career aspiration. And our team is well experienced to guide you accordingly.
Another very interesting question is coming to my mind, sir. Something what happens, because I have seen in some of my students, they get enrolled for a particular course. Let's suppose IT in one of the colleges. And then after one semester, they feel that they are better fit for fashion designing. So, is there some assistance by the college and the university for such migration from one course to another? And is it possible?
Fine, sir. To answer this question, when a student applies for a student visa, we, as an education consultant, what we do basically is we provide or we assist our students and we prepare our students and guide them about the document, which is called Statement of Purpose. So basically, what happens? It's an integral part of the visa application, and under the Statement of Purpose, generally a student covers why they've selected this program, what they're going to do after completion of this course. So it's an extensive document. And according to their background, their financial abilities and everything, then we recommend them a program. And these sort of things we discuss before applying for the admission even. We decide with the student what they actually want to do, because we don't want to waste their hard-earned money, their time, and their energy, and education institutions' time, and the immigration department's time. Because what happens is, if a student comes to New Zealand and says after 6 months, "Oh, I'm not interested in this field," that shows lack of research. That shows that the student was not given a proper counseling, which a student deserves. So basically, this question, you asked me if a college will help. Basically, when a visa is granted, the college name and the course name is written on the visa. So it means a student is supposed to study in that particular college at that particular course. So it's not a very good practice for them to come here and choose the program. But now, giving it a different scenario, if a student comes to New Zealand, say for example, and they say, okay, I'm studying here in Auckland, but I want to move to out of Auckland, or I'm studying a similar program here, but I want to do like say for example, if somebody enrolls for a MBA program, but after coming here and studying for 6 months, then they realize, oh, IPU New Zealand is offering a research-based program where I can study and work full-time. Then we can do that. No problem at all. But if somebody comes and says, I'm coming here to study MBA program, but now I want to do early childhood education, or I want to become a healthcare worker at a very lower level, and then it's not a very good practice, because that shows the student was not aware why I'm choosing this particular course.
And a last question from my side, sir, regarding the residency. Like majority of people, they want to move because they want to settle in New Zealand. So in brief, please tell me what are the norms, and I mean, after completing their courses from there, what is the norm out there? How can they settle there?
Okay, fine. I can throw some light on this. It's a very simple process. I'll tell you policy, which policy most of these students can fit. There is a policy called Simplified PR Policy in New Zealand. And if you go on the public domain, you can Google it, you can look into it, you can study about it. For a master's student, it's pretty simple. If you have done a master's from any part of the world, and if your qualification is equivalent to New Zealand qualification, or if you have studied a master's in New Zealand and you have a job offer in New Zealand, you have 1 year of New Zealand work experience, then you can apply for residency in New Zealand.
Anybody having any question, please must not hesitate. Experts are here with us. Please ask whatever is there in your mind. It's the right platform.
Another thing I would like to add, New Zealand is a very, very popular destination, and a lot of people use this country as a bouncing pad, because once you come to New Zealand, you gain your passport. Like after your residency, you stay in New Zealand, and then you can get a New Zealand passport. Then a new door opens for you is Australia. You can go, you can live in Australia, you can do a business in Australia, you can buy property in Australia. And if you stay in Australia for 3 years, you can get the Australian passport as well.
Great. I think Victor ji has really, spoken like a true professional, somebody who has really lived there and been there, seen there, experienced everything. So I think who better than Victor ji, who can guide all you students, So I think he's done a wonderful job. If we can really give him a big round of applause, I would love to do that, because it takes, so much. Thank you so much. Sendiron sir, Pushpakji, Harjinder, Sadra, and Gujit Bamra is not there, and Sharad. Anything else you would like to add before we end the session? Or would Pankaj, would you like to please say something?
On behalf of GGI, and even if I see myself as an individual, it was really very enriching, valuable. Thank you so much for finding time, because there is a time difference, and I tried to have the best of students here who could, get valuable inputs from you. Thanks for valuable time, and excellent platform for us also, and hope so in future also we'll be in touch. We'll be keeping more students enlightened. Thank you so much.
In fact, I would like to thank everyone, especially Mr. Pankaj, Mr. Gurkirat, all the guests that we have here, Mr. Victor, Sendiron, Harjinder, everyone, Sarlaji for that matter. And special thanks to Karan and Rashid, who were very instrumental in getting the registrations done. All I can say is stay more curious, ask more questions. In this session, even if we have ended this session, reach out to us even after this session. We'll be more than happy to help you. That's all from my end. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Sharing a Google form where students can write some of their questions and all, and then post it to us later on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Sarlaji.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you,
Thanks,
team.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.